I was never really a runner. The way I see running is a gift, especially when you have stage 4 cancer. I'm Anne. I'm running the Boston Marathon, presented by Bank of America. I run for Dana-Farber Cancer Institute to give people like me a chance to thrive in life, even with cancer.
Join Bank of America in helping Anne's cause. Give if you can at BofA.com/supportAnne. What would you like the power to do? References to charitable organizations is not an endorsement by Bank of America Corporation. Copyright 2025.
This episode is brought to you by Walmart. New beauty is in bloom at Walmart, and it's all about springtime radiance. From Drybar, Tula Skincare, and hundreds more available online, Walmart has the premium brands you want and this season's on-trend products for flawless, glossy hair and hydrated skin. Big name beauty brands? Check. The things you love? Check. Find trending spring beauty and all you need to look and feel gorgeous at Walmart, on app and online.
My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be. To be.
Bare naked, bare naked, bare naked. ABC. Welcome to the Bare Naked ABCs, where we discuss every single Bare Naked Lady song from 7 to Y, and now we discuss every single album in chronological order.
Until we cry. Well, this needs a rhyme. Yeah. There we go. Nice.
Or until what seems to be happening later on this year, which is we are getting a new Bare Naked Ladies album, it seems.
What?
Yeah, it's pretty cryptic.
This one's called You Can Never Escape.
I don't think it's very cryptic. I mean,
Naked Ladies in Space.
They showed a picture of a studio, and then the next 2 days later they showed a picture of a space helmet and
like an astronaut with
with
the chest up.
Yep, and then a 2025 with a checkered flag, which people are like, oh no, that means the band's over. No, that means they're done the album.
Hopefully. Do you know? Does anyone really know?
Also post a picture of Stephen Page with them? Because that would get me really excited.
That would be exciting.
I mean, I would love that. I don't.
He's having a baby, so
again.
It's like Junior with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Fertile man.
Every time he squats, he just pops another baby out. It's all over the place.
Another page is written.
Hey, the Bare Naked Ladies can be everything to everyone.
They sure can, especially with this album,
including their progeny.
Or, as it was originally called, everything.
Some things to
everyone.
Some people. Oh. Yeah, that's a roll off the tongue as well.
2. Yes.
2.
Now, if you were lucky
4
enough,
to 2.
and you got the limited edition first pressing,
a print that says
album,
everything for everyone.
It says everything for everyone, and guess who has one of those?
I'm guessing you do.
Yeah, I do. I have a first press.
Shocker.
Yeah, you had to pre-order, which I did, and they hadn't actively gone out and reset the name at that point, and it went out, and then they're like, "Oh,
oopsie,
oops."
Well, there you go. You got an exceptionally rare copy. That's cool.
I would love to get all of them to sign it, because then I would have probably one of the few all signed rare copies. So they released 3 different types of this. There's the standard 14-track version. There's the limited version, which has 3 bonus tracks of the acoustic sessions. And you can identify that because of a special sticker as well. And then there's the special edition that was presented in a 3-fold digipack, which I also have, with a plastic sleeve that covers over the flag and has everything to everyone on the plastic cover that goes over the flag, because they wanted to have the white flag all by itself as a political statement.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And so that packet comes with a DVD audio as well that you can put in. It has the video clips, the 11 acoustic studio sessions. You put it into the computer or into a DVD, and you see all the acoustics videos showing how they recorded it, showing some of the clips behind the scenes of how they picked the songs, etc.
How did they pick the singles for this one? Because I have questions.
They did not talk about it much, except for
that's a question.
The first one. Oops, I don't know what I just did there. No, lower my hand. Now I'm saying I love you guys. I don't know what I'm doing over here. I mean, I do. I just don't know how I made that even happen. But they definitely did not pick the first release. That was completely the studio. They actually fought the studio to prevent that from happening and still lost.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the studio was very insistent on chimpanzees being released. And they're like, no, that's not.
Don't release the chimpanzees.
Release the chimpanzees. Smithers. Release the chimpanzees. Release the dogs with the bees in their mouths, and when they bark, they shoot bees at you.
Chimpanzees.
Yeah, the studio was very insistent that was going to be their big hit, and they're like, really?
Oh my god.
I really don't see that.
It's because Ed Rapp's in it. That's pretty much, I think, what their logic was. Yeah.
And the band just saw it as a silly song. Like,
and it is. That's exactly what it is.
They thought it would be nothing more than a mid album or B-side release.
I would agree with that.
And I agree with them as well.
They're just having fun, those crazy kids.
Matter of fact, it was the last song that they recorded and wrote because it was just off the cuff. It was nothing intentionally meant to be big.
Well, sometimes, you're just recording something on a whim, just as a joke almost, like Beck did with Loser, and it becomes this big hit. But I like that song a lot more than I like another postcard. So I don't know.
Beck hates that song, but I love it.
Yeah. Well, that's Not his best song. Back, we know you listen. Please come on the show. His best song is "Lonesome Tears" from Sea Change.
Haven't heard that one.
I have decreed it.
Talked about a lot of songs were written for this album. 30 songs, according to Stephen Page, were written for this album.
Did any of those make it onto later albums?
No idea. We only know the ones that they actually recorded that were then later on released on later albums.
Well, that's what I was asking, yeah.
So yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you... I thought you were emphatically agreeing that yes, they had indeed, which I guess you might have been too. It's kind of a multitasker. Okay, yes.
Sign Me Up, which they never released.
Why don't you sign me up? Why don't you sign me up and never stop?
Can't do that.
That was their naked track.
That should be the theme song.
That would have been better than the one they recorded. Adrift.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Which was a really different version. If you want to hear that version, you can listen to the Stop If You've Heard This One Before. I Can, I Will, I Do.
Love it.
Again, a very different version of that song. You would also find that on Stop If You Heard This One Before. And then What a Letdown.
Yep.
What a letdown that it wasn't included on the album.
Cowboy Breakfast.
Cowboy Breakfast.
Also known as.
So Lee can look around.
Yep.
And Statue of Los Angeles, which was a Kevin song, which he later recorded for one of his
Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, that was the Battle for Los Angeles. So apologies.
A little bit different. Yeah.
Zach De La Rocha. We know you listen. Come on the show.
So this album started recording in April and then ended in late June.
Okay.
It was recorded in North Hollywood, but it was mastered in Portland, Maine.
By Bob Ludwig, I'm guessing.
Yes. At Gateway Mastering.
Yes, I met the man. He went to my college, visited, and I had a talk with him. He's done everyone. He did Nirvana. He did everyone.
Wow. He gets around.
He's mastered everyone. That also sounds very, very kinky potentially, but he is the master of masters. He's like the master of puppets, but he's the master of masters. Yeah, Bob Ludwig, we know you listen. Come on the show.
He's the master of mastering.
Yeah.
Yes.
He is, though. He's got like so many friggin' gold records. It's ridiculous.
Master's degree at mastering.
Well, I wouldn't say that this was one of them because this was their second worst performing album next to Born on a Pirate Ship. I mean, next to Maybe You Should Drive.
Not second best.
You can't just lay that first of all, hardcore agree, not but you can't just lay that at Bob's feet, you know. I don't think
I was just saying this was not one of the ones that hit gold record status.
Okay. But it certainly, I would take this over a number of later albums to come.
Well, I think we'll talk about why I think this didn't hit with the audience.
Because they didn't have Aluminum and War on Drugs as their singles, first of all.
I mean, we're going to discuss the singles. Do you want to start that now?
Sure. I mean, we kind of opened Pandora's box already.
I did want to mention that this was the album that they supported the album with the Peep Show tour, where they did all the small venues and they played every single song in their catalog at some point in the tour.
Nice.
So they were doing different things. They were trying to, reach different medias and reach different crowds and try to do something different. But yeah, this album did not sell well.
No, it was mislabeled as not everything to everyone.
Well, it's kind of
this album.
It's kind of ironic, right? Because the expression is, if you try to be everything to everyone, you end up being nothing much to nobody.
They went from Don Was, who we talked about last week, the amazing man that Don Was is.
Yes.
And then they went to this
the one
album,
feature was,
which is Ron Aniello. And I don't want to put him down, but we saw Don Was's long list.
Mm-hmm.
Ron Aniello has worked with Sixpence None the Richer, Shania Twain, Guster, and Bruce Springsteen.
The boss himself.
That's
pretty decent
the
musicians, but yeah.
Yeah.
Short and sweet.
To go from Don Was to Ron Aniello, I'm like, what happened?
Maybe he was unavailable. I don't
know.
No, he was.
Was currently occupied.
This was also their last album on their contract. And this was their last time working with a major label. So but they hadn't put out an album in a long time, so it's not like they just threw it together. But I think that this album could have had some major changes that would have made it a better album. And I think the studio is the one that kind of messed that up.
So do you have a trouble with Tracy?
Oh, we're definitely going to get to the trouble with Tracy. But I want to go back. This album is more politically motivated than any of their past albums. It really started with Helicopters on the last album.
Yeah, War on Drugs.
But then they really stepped it up a notch with this one with, Shopping.
Shopping's great.
Oh, yeah. So many on this album. And I love the fact that they were not afraid to go there and be that.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, this is... Well, they also have an acoustic version of this album called Everything Acoustic. where they did the acoustic versions that you have on the DVD the DVD if you get that. The acoustics I will say, are not as good as this.
Yeah, I like the studio.
And then finally, the last thing I wanted to say before we get into like the analysis piece is this, I think, is their best cover art.
Yeah.
It's a good one. It's pretty iconic. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's their best, but it's good.
So this is
I like maroon.
This is not a picture. Yeah.
I like me,
bastard.
I do though. I like modern art.
This is a painting that was done by Chris Woods.
That's impressive.
I mean, it looks so photorealistic.
Yeah, I 100% thought it was a photo.
And Steven actually has the original 60 by 60 oil painting in his farmhouse studio.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Awesome. Steven, by the way, if you ever want to sell that, you have a buyer right here.
It looks like all the jaw angles are the same angle and everything. It's very precise.
It is. But I just think it's really, really cool. Like, I would have thought it was a photo, and it just it like the iconography that is on the inside of this album, on the insert on this album, is just really it's politically biting, and you've got all kinds of. It looks like it's just things put together by Photoshop. By the way, you have Kevin's wife right there.
His wife is a gasoline funnel.
No,
it's disappearing. It's it's green screening. It's chroma keying out. So all we see is him. Oh, okay. Now we just saw his wife.
Okay, hold on.
Jim's wife?
I will turn off the background.
Thank you. That's not Kevin's wife.
That is Kevin's wife.
Is that?
Oh, sorry. That is Kevin's girlfriend.
Okay.
Is she? Did she become his wife?
No, they never married.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he did get married, but that's definitely not his wife.
Glad we have you here to keep us. Yeah, I'm glad we have you here to keep us honest, Bets.
But yeah, there's all these
Kevin, we know you listen
political statements about being everything to everyone throughout the pictures that are on the inside of this, and I just love the pictures that they do in here. So yeah, so that's we should mention the singles that were for this album. That will kind of bring us into what you wanted to talk about. The singles as they released for this album, weird choices.
Agreed.
Another postcard.
Yeah.
Testing 1 2 3.
I like Testing 1 2 3, but I don't know if it's a single.
Good song. I agree. Not sure if it's a single. For You. And then Celebrity, but they only released that in the UK. And maybe Katie, but they only released that in Canada.
Which is hilarious because those are the first two tracks of the album. You would think those would be the lead singles that they try and get out there.
Yeah, and I don't see either of them as lead singles.
I don't either. I already said this, but I would have chosen, and this we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves here, but I would, if the only things I would really change about this, I would start off the album with Aluminum, and I would end it with The War on Drugs, or just War on Drugs, and I would make those two the singles, but that's just me.
Interesting. Okay, what about you, Betsy?
I wouldn't start it with Celebrity. It's a little too slow. But who decides these things anyways?
You do now.
Yeah, right. I have the power.
What would you have for singles?
I would have I think Second Best is underrated, and I like the message there. But
another political song.
Yep, another political song. I really like the message of Aluminum.
Yeah, me too.
Singles. What are we looking for as singles? Something snappy, poppy, catchy.
That thing you do.
Yeah. Maybe next time. But what was I gonna say for an opener though? I think kind of fun to open with Upside Down or something.
Yeah, I can see that.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Interesting.
Just something that has a little more
energy. Yeah.
Celebrity.
Hey, not to celebrity.
Katie, yeah.
Yeah,
maybe
I think maybe Katie feels more like an opener than Celebrity.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think, Tracy?
I mean, I've got my list that I'm ready to go with.
Is your Kiss on my list?
No, that's Prince.
Hall & Oates, we know you listen. Come on the show.
Kissing Prince is on his list.
We can do my breakdown, my reordering.
Let's do it.
So conversely, from the last album, the singing duets, the singing duties were very split on this album, very evenly between Ed and Steve. There's no lead songs by Kevin or Jim.
I noticed that.
Which is interesting because they did more writing, but no more leading. I am not including two songs that I really wanted to. I really wanted to put Thanks That Was Fun and It's Only Me on this album. But because they released that on only our disc 1, All the Hits, as their extras on top of the hits that they had from before, I feel like they have to stay there. Like they have to be on that greatest hits album. So it just didn't feel right to pull them into here. I really wanted them in here though.
Well, it's all hypothetical, man. We could say, I mean, I'd be curious to see if that changes your rating on the album.
I will go over the ratings on this album.
Sure.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Vomiting.
It's just like projectile vomiting just off camera, like Exorcist pea soup. Thin.
So I feel like this album really suffered from poor management. The wrong songs were selected for the singles, as we've talked about, but also the album was put in a really bad order. I think opening with Celebrity like pushed people away from wanting to buy the album, or at least it pushed me away. Like I already had pre-bought it. I turned it on and that was the first song, and I'm like, oh. Like it didn't wow me.
It doesn't help the song much when you put it in this position of being an opening song, and it's just kind of like mellow.
There's a reason that Nirvana opened Nevermind with Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Yeah, you gotta have something that
grabs you, you know. Yeah,
and Celebrity does not grab you.
No.
Like it's okay,
and you don't grab celebrities.
No,
not without consent. Consent is very important, kids.
You don't grab them without consent, but they can grab. Never mind.
Whoa.
Quid pro quo.
No, this is a middle album song at best, and same with Another Postcard, which is right at the beginning of the album too. And I think that had they restructured this, we would have had a much better album. I know for a fact that my reassigning the songs is better because I did the math.
Wow. He's playing Moneyball here, folks.
Beep.
Everyone's scores, every single person's scores went above a 4.
Wow.
When I reordered this. And that's not with the resequencing, that's just with changing the songs that are on the album.
Okay.
And then I think resequencing would have changed people's feelings about the songs even more.
Gotcha.
So we're gonna do a resequence.
Okay. Oh.
All right.
Resequence.com.
So I did upload this list onto Kubas. Go on there. You can hear this playlist in the correct order. Or at least what I think is the correct order. And see if you agree. See if you like it in that order. It is 15 tracks long. It is a total of 53 minutes.
And 33 seconds.
So here we go. So we're going to start off. Well, I mean, anytime that is this working?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
you got to start. I think it's a really strong starter. It grabs you right from the very beginning, and it's very BNL sounding.
Yeah, I would just increase the tempo a little.
Yes, it probably could use with just a slight up tempo there. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Get J.K. Simmons in there, slap him a bit.
I also like a lot of puns. There are a lot of opportunities for puns on this album that they did not go with.
Could you imagine?
Speaking of puns, we'll go to the next one.
Wine drugs.
It almost doesn't need that full on high tempo for the first song because that second song bumps it up. And with Second Best, you get that higher up tempo, and we're going already into some political commentary. Plus, I like the fact that, Second Best,
second track,
second place. Matter of fact, that's where Tyler wanted it, and I'm like, yes, Tyler, that
yes,
should have gone with you.
Yes.
No, not yet.
Yeah,
not
yes. I appreciate the.
I actually did have yes third, but I changed it because it's too much of a rocker. And after this, it blends.
You're all rocked out.
Yeah, it actually blends.
Time for a rest.
Bring it down a little bit. Have you seen my love?
No, it's for
this
you.
is for you.
I have set aside everything I love. I have saved everything else for you.
I like that one.
I like bringing it down.
One of my favorite Ed songs.
It's an amazing Ed song. It really should have been one of the. Well, I mean, it was a single, and it deserved to be one of the singles. I really think that that's the one that should stay released as a single on this one.
Fair.
So I put it in the single spot, number 3, because it also, once again, brings down that energy a little bit, which leads us to the next one a little.
You know it's going to be up. Nope. Okay. Upside down. Upside down cake.
I'm not surprised it's come to this.
I love that you have that little intro, which is a good blend from the last song into this next one, where it really kind of pops you like Hello City. I don't think it would have worked at the very beginning of the album, but it works really well right here to kind of catch your attention after For You.
Do you think it would have worked if it didn't have that long intro as the first song on the album? If it just jammed right in there, just kind of like bump, 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 ba-dum.
I think that if they cut that out, it would have, but there's a part of me that really likes that intro being in there too.
Mm-hmm.
So, sorry, I lost my contact.
You're wearing glasses and contacts?
My contact has just flipped upside down.
God,
oh no!
Your eyes ever get straightened out? You need cybernetic eyes.
Yeah.
I have a guy that can hook you up.
Yeah, we know it. We know an eye guy.
An eye guy. We know an IT guy.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, don't put it back in. My mom took her contact out once in the car, and then she put it in her mouth and ripped it off, and then put it back in. And I'm like, wow.
Never do that. There are definitely getting an infection that would get your eye.
Tracy, where'd you get your glasses? IKEA.
IKEA for you.
Yeah. Microscopic bacteria.
And this would have been my other single for this album was Upside Down.
Upside Down is really good.
It's a bopper. It really plays on Steven's strengths of his voice going
operatic.
Up and down.
Yeah. Strong.
It belonged out there.
Forte.
Yeah, I think Upside Down would probably be my third choice for a single after Aluminum and War on Drugs and Aluminum.
Yeah. I didn't go with
War on Aluminum. Yeah. Recycling now.
Your memory.
I didn't put War on Drugs as my one of my singles.
I get that it's not like a traditional single song, but it's the best song on the album. I Am H.O. So
yeah, I know it is. It definitely is. And I was just like, this won't get much radio play, which was my reason for not making it a single.
IHMO is my medical health care. In humble my opinion. But yeah, no, I mean, I totally get it. I just want to highlight the best songs, and I like a depressing song. So,
I totally believe that's the best song on the album.
The Radiohead fan?
I just don't think it would have ever made it on radio. So,
I mean, stranger things have happened.
That's true. I mean, you got
another postcard has happened. So stranger things have happened.
I mean, you got More Than Words. Like,
oh, I love that song.
That is a good song.
A good song by a heavy metal band.
Yeah, I know. Just the other side of extreme.
All right, so we come out of Upside Down.
Could you turn the music down just a tad? Because in relation to your voice, it's a lot louder.
Okay.
Rebellious teenager.
Yeah.
Deaf rebellious.
You wouldn't get it.
Yeah, that's not down.
All right.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
It's good.
Very good.
Very good.
Yes. Yeah.
Enough again.
Again, another one of the singles. Like this deserved to be out there. It was one of their stupidest things they did cutting this from this album.
Fools.
My hardest thing this week was where to put this song. It moved all over this album this week. But it has to be on this album. It is so incredibly amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And it displays BNL as they are. It infuriates me that it wound up off the album.
You'll get no argument from me, sir.
No, it's a banger. Banger.
Newer.
So I think I have a strong start to this album.
Yeah, I'd agree.
I've got people's attention pretty caught at this point, I think. They agree.
The little heavenly.
No, I do like how
Entourage is agreeing with them.
The end of this song kind of brings it down again.
It true.
And very true for today's political environment as well.
You can always get it right next time. You
got a little bit
talking about the campaign again. Again. Get it right next time, guys.
This song, the coming down off from Yes, 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 it kind of continues to mellow, and then the song naturally brings it back up again, which I like. So that was my reasoning for fitting that in at this point.
Can I make a prediction?
Yep.
Are you gonna put shopping after war on drugs so you have like a little dopamine therapy after a sad song? Oh, I'm feeling sad. I'm gonna go shopping.
It's a little self-love,
yeah.
little retail therapy.
Retail therapy, a little dopamine dressing.
I moved shopping to a B-side.
Oh, you bastard.
Really?
Yeah, I do not like that song.
I don't like the song, but the song's meh.
Yeah,
like seeing him perform it. It seems
cards. Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun for me.
It's so funny. They're so good about it. They're very.
I appreciate the social satire of shopping.
Yeah.
I do
as a Dawn of the Dead fan.
Musicality wise, I don't like it though.
It's not my favorite.
Beeps, boops.
Yeah, he doesn't like beeps and boops. We've established this.
Anti-beeper.
He's a beepist.
He's a party booper.
Party booper. You know, I boop occasionally. I boop recreationally. I'm a recreational booper.
Responsibly.
Yeah, if I'm at a party and I see a cat, I'll boop its nose. You know what I mean? I'm a recreational booper.
Then your arm's bleeding.
Yeah. If it's Bowie.
Well, the next time I see your cats, I can boop them.
Yeah.
Yes, always
You'll
boop.
never see the cat.
Speaking of next time, let's finish that off. I always like the end of that with that little ballad.
Yeah, it's very kind of lullaby-ish.
Hmm.
Hey, it's beeps and boops.
Why is this on here? I'm sorry.
Okay, so
what are you doing?
We went from the lullaby to some beeps and boops. It kind of blends. Another postcard is a middle of the album song. We are now at direct middle of this album. It is a hidden track.
I would at this point ask Betsy, where would you place this song?
Excuse me. Kids album, thanks.
I actually kind of agree with that. I feel like it's a good song, but it's a silly song. I feel like it could actually do well on
Snack Time.
Snack Time. Yeah, I almost said the Bare Naked ABC. That's us.
I don't know though, because of the I don't know, the chimpanzees in underwear get a little too risque for Snack Time. They might need to change.
Are you kidding?
line.
There's Captain Underpants nowadays.
Listen, does Curious George wear underwear?
Yeah.
No.
So wearing underwear means he's wearing more clothes. It's more kid friendly.
It's not
like
Donald
lacy
Duck
lingerie. The difference, Tracy. It's not necessarily chimpanzees wearing Victoria's Secret. Okay, we're talking about granny panties here.
Some chimps are wearing lingerie, jack boots, in a tub.
I think it's a little too risque for that though.
Well, if I put inline bowline on there, I feel like we can put another postcard on there.
on Snack
Well, we'll
Time.
get the Snack Time down the road.
Oh, that's gonna be. Oh, we gotta make the most bonkers Snack Time lineups. I can't wait. Because I've mostly not been borrowing songs from other albums, and I know we're allowed to. I'm going to make the weirdest Snack Time album. I can't wait.
God.
It's going to be great.
They're going to have, like, Suicide
Inline Bowline and Helicopter, the War on Drugs, The Flag, Great Provider.
We are going to have these kids not make it
Powder
to teenage years.
Powder Blue. That's like, I was probably like on the kids album I was listening to as a kid, and that explains a lot. Like, oh, okay. Anyway, sorry to interrupt. I knew that Betsy had something to say about this song, and I wanted to make sure she got to say it because I kind of agree. I would love to hear that song on the kids album.
This is that song that, like, I wanted it on there. It's fun. I do like it. But it definitely is.
I remember you being very acerbic in this episode and not being particularly fond of the song. So maybe
no, I loved it. I gave it a 4.5.
Oh wow, maybe I must be thinking of Bobby.
Everyone else hated
was Bobby in that episode.
Michelle hated it too.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, Bobby was a little acerbic, and it isn't typical BNL, but if you listen to it in the middle of the album, it does have Ed's really cool, like, rhythmic kind of singing and rapping. And it's fun, but it's not a single. It doesn't deserve to be a single, and it got a bad rap because of that. Hot.
I'll set the metronome.
From one beep and boop to
another.
Like
those beeps and boops now. Or you just want to cluster them all in the middle.
What's so maybe about? What's so maybe?
Kind of, but I saw this as a let's transition back to their normal alternative rock type sound.
Yeah.
I can see this being like start off side 2.
Yeah.
It's a good start of side 2 song.
Yes.
Turn the cassette over,
which is about what this is. Mm-hmm. Like another postcard would have finished off side 1. This would be
I could see that flow. I could see that flow.
Yeah. About what's so maybe about Katie? What's so maybe about? What's so maybe about? What's so maybe about Katie?
The cat on the slide guitar.
Yeah.
Oh, I watch it all go down.
So we kind of went from our rock into, down to settle down a little bit again. We have a couple of settle down songs in here, no pun intended.
Hey, take it outside, okay?
Yes.
Settle down.
Well, as I mentioned on this episode, the original name for this was Settle Outside.
Yes. What? Yeah.
I guess we'll settle this outside.
Sounds like you settle a bar tab.
I was thinking.
I like to take it outside.
I was thinking,
more combative. Yeah,
it's very fisticuffs. Yeah, pugilism, the sweet science. I always think of,
and I love the fact that they're like, you read "Take It Outside" and you're like, oh, there's gonna be a lot of fighting, and it's exactly the opposite. It's like, yeah, I can't, I won't.
I would do anything for love, but I won't do.
But I won't take it outside.
Inside only.
Yeah.
Inside fighting, like inside voices. Not as bad.
Use your inside punches, okay?
Your inside.
You're like pull them just a little.
So for me, a good album is you have to have those ups and downs, but your beginning and your end should be your high moments of the album.
I would agree.
And so from this point forward is where I begin to build toward that end of the album.
I'd rather say goodbye.
I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, you look great.
Sorry, I'm turning blue.
Eat red suits. You're gonna go powder blue soon.
Powder blue. See, now Tracy, I haven't heard that song in a long while. Thank you.
Again, another song that I was like, what the hell were they thinking by leaving this off the album? I get that's a little controversial, but it's not like they were talking about having sex during a period.
That's not good. IMHO, that should be controversial.
Yeah.
If that's controversial,
do it in the road.
Ladies, find a guy who's gonna not find that controversial. Because come on.
Well, thank you. Yes.
Give me a break.
This song is sardonic. I love the twist at the end. I love the sound of it. It's very Grace sounding. I'm very angry they left this off the album. This is in the sweet spot on album on side 2. And I want it to kind of stay there. And once again, we're building toward that end of the album. And I think this is that beginning of that building.
Fair. We're building a mystery.
No, is that Natalie Imbruglia?
Sarah
McLachlan. It's gonna be a long, long while. Gonna be a long while.
Sarah McLachlan.
Yes.
Apologies to Sarah McLachlan. Please come on the show. We know you listen. I actually really like Sarah McLachlan.
She's saving dogs.
Yes. I was doing that.
Ah, yes. Make sure you protect your head from the aliens.
Tinfoil hats.
Another one of this album has 2 of my favorite Ed Robertson songs on it. I really like this song. I like Aluminum a lot.
A really cool slow rock.
It's got a really interesting. I don't know if it's written in. Probably we could check the notes. I'm sure either. Well, Heidi wasn't with the show back then, was she? But maybe I recognized it was some kind of interesting mode or something. There's some interesting note choices.
Heidi wasn't doing it, and you weren't doing a breakdown
okay.
at
that was
time
that
either.
was before. That was in the before. That was
yeah.
That was before Mad Max Apocalypse.
The A's.
Wow. That was back when we were flying by the seat of our pants. We were just making it up as we went along.
Pretty much.
But yeah, I love this song.
But they weren't with this song. It really is a great song. It brings down the tempo a little bit again, but that's okay. We need to go back and forth with a slow, steady incline. And this is kind of, it's not all the way back to Take It Outside. It's up a little bit from there. So we're building. I like the ending piano on this one into the piano on the next one. Or did I change it? I might have changed that. Oh, guitar, that's right.
Why?
Wow, Aaron.
What, you assume that was not? You assume that was me?
She likes to sleep with the radio on.
This is one of those songs that's hard to find a good spot for because it's so incredibly powerful. It's not a slow song. But I moved this around a bunch of times as well. But yeah, I like it here after Aluminum.
I still say end the album with this one, but I get it.
Well, the way that I ended the album, I couldn't put it there. And you'll see why it.
I'm gonna let you cook.
I'm
gonna let you finish.
Hard to admit, I fought the war on drugs.
Oh. Such a great song.
My hands were tied and the phone was bugged. Another died and the world just shrugged it off.
It's the beeps and boops, isn't it? That's why you don't like it.
Jesus, you really got to get over it.
You're really anti-beep guy. Anti-booper. Okay. Interesting.
Call me a zero.
Coming in for a landing.
I went to Celebrity next because again, I'm building up that tension again, building up that energy for the end, which is our next song. And there's only one song that I that I could honestly, I've always wanted this song to be last. I don't know how they could have not had this song last. It's just too perfect to put it there, especially with the way this song ends.
Okay.
I agree with that. I like that.
We've got to finish the album with Unfinished.
Yep. Stay tuned for our next album. I left 2 years. Yeah.
But yeah, they can start the next album with,
especially considering the way they finish the song is everything is unfin
patient,
and you're waiting for it. And you're like, you bastard. Just stop. Go back. Re-record.
I was gonna ask.
You have to troll your group, but with trolling the group, it would not be the last song. I couldn't leave this song off. Other people like it too much. This would be the hidden track. I've had a hidden track on every album going into here. So given a 20-second break.
Have you seen my love? Have you seen my love? Have you seen my little girl?
I was gonna say, I would be surprised that you would leave this off the album.
My love.
I don't like this song as much.
So why is it your closer?
But I think as a hidden track, it would work.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think that if you're like, oh, and it's done. Oh, that was nice. And then you have this nice lullaby.
You know what's interesting?
Like, oh.
I believe that As You Like It was not long after this, right?
It was
2005.
It was before this?
Before this. Hold on a second, I can pull it up.
It's not that important, but I think it was around the same time. And this Have You Seen My Love kind of has like a folk songy feeling to it. It kind of, I feel like it kind of blends in well. Like, so
it sounds very much like Blow Winter Blow.
Which I like, but not as much that I like Suck Summers. Sorry, I couldn't. It's a reflex. It's a disease.
Blow Winter Blow.
As You Like It was recorded in 2005. So
okay.
2 years after this.
So maybe maybe he was already thinking about, some kind of Renaissance folk inspired. I mean, not that it's too Renaissance-y, but it's kind of folksy,
Verily, verily.
Ooh, Renee Songs would be a great character name. I gotta remember that one.
Maybe SANZ.
Yeah, Renee Sands. Songs. Renee Songs.
Yeah, and it definitely has a. It sounds a lot like Blow Blows Out.
Blow That Winter Wind. Nice.
No, thou thou art not so unkind as man's ingratitude.
Man, I miss old BNL.
That really was a good album. I would have loved to have been in the audience for that.
The thing I remember the most about that audience is that girl off to the side, like when they did like Jingle Bells or whatever. She was like sitting like crisscross, but she was like jumping like out of her skin, like clapping along. Like that's a little ADHD kid. They made an impact on her, I think.
So yeah, that's my E2E.
I think it's
yeah. You know what? I think you have some solid choices there. I still would start with Aluminum and end with War on Drugs, but I think you have I'll put it this way. I much prefer yours to the official order and inclusions.
The only reason I didn't do War on Drugs is last is because
you don't have to justify it, bro. It's a personal
no,
opinion.
I do, because I thought about it, because that is the strongest song on the album. The only reason I didn't was because having Have You Seen My Love as the
it is a nice little hidden track. It's a pretty song.
Yeah, and I was like, I can't do War on Drugs and Have You Seen My Love. It just didn't.
Have you seen my drugs?
Thematically and musically, it just.
Have you flushed my drugs?
You smoked my drugs. Did you take it outside?
Take it outside. All right, you can't smoke.
I want to slip my wrist. Have you seen my baby?
Yeah.
That should go on the kids' album.
No.
Can't wait for snack time. It's going to be a great episode.
Boy.
Next week we will not be discussing snack time.
Well, unfortunately, I'm going to be in Nuevo York next week. I'm back already. They can't get enough of me down there in New York. Apparently.
Well, be safe.
I shall endeavor to do my very best to do that.
I mean, we got a couple of weeks, so I'm not going to be here the week after that. Okay. I will leave it up to you whether you want us to record without you next week or not. We are going to discuss the Holiday album.
Oh, you can record without me. I'll take one for the team. I'll take one for the team.
Well, it depends. If we've got Heidi, then we will. If not, we'll.
If you want to wait for me, no worries. But I'm not going to be super disappointed if I miss that one. It's not exactly my favorite album, as you well know. But I am actually really, really excited for snack time now that I've decided to do my crackhead snack time.
I want to hear your snack time. I think you're going to want to hear what I do for B&L Holiday album.
Oh, well, if I'm not here to record, I will listen because I am curious.
I've had a great time talking with you guys about this album. I enjoyed this album, but it just did not hit for me.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's no Stunt, it's no Maroon, it's no Gordon. You know, it's a very good album, but compared to some of the ones we've been covering lately, I can understand that response. Even though it's got a few really good songs.
It was we had Stunt, we had Maroon. I was like, oh my gosh, I love this band. And then this album came out, and Celebrity was the first song I heard, and I was just like, oh.
I would be curious to know because for me, the title of an album is typically like for a song, I write music, then lyrics, then title, and then the album title is usually the last thing because there's like, there's a theme we've established here. So I'm wondering if they actually had like an argument or a conversation in the studio and someone said, look, it's like we're trying to be everything to everyone. We got all these different genres. And maybe they're like, that's a great name for the album, actually. I'd be curious to know if that's the case.
Stephen, we know you listen.
Yeah, please come on the show. And
announce that you're going to do a tour
with the band. Yeah. Roger Waters, please reunite with David Gilmour. We know you listen. Come on the show.
We haven't had a Stephen album in a while.
Well, we're about to start turning the page, so I'm very excited for that.
I'll be honest. I don't think we're going to hit turn the page before we have to cover another B&L album.
That's true.
We're racing against them at the time. It's like we're running up the stairs and they just keep laying bricks ahead of us like lemmings.
Or throwing bricks at us, one or the other.
It's like cartoon logic. They keep building the staircase as we're climbing it ahead of us.
It never ends.
Well, yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Thanks for discussing this and great conversation. And I'll see you if not next week, then the one after.
We are unfinished.
And we'll see you again in 2 weeks.